concur. I just say that I'm so grateful and so thankful, and there are people a lot more out there that if we could just somehow get the message that they may qualify for pardons, what the process is and everything, that would also be beneficial. It's my main thing.
In 2014, President Barack Obama, he was the first president to ever go to a prison. And he actually went to the federal prison that I was in El Reno, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I was gone already, right? And it's so weird. I said, I never want to go back to prison, but that day, I was like, oh my God.
Don't say it.
I was like, never in my life want to go back to prison, but if I could, I would love to be back in prison that day just to thank him and shake his hand. But I mean, I say all that to say this. When he was there, he had said that just through circumstances, different environments, that he could easily be one of those individuals that was behind that wall. And I would like for you to know that there's some amazing individuals behind that wall. They're here at this table right now, some of them. People who could have been doctors, attorneys, mentors, people who could even been vice president or president. And some of those people are still behind the wall. And when a commutation or pardon is granted or not granted, you not only deny that person, you deny their family. Receiving my commutation and my pardon, it breathed life not only into me, but into my mother, to my father, and also into my community. And when I think about where all the mentors are at, they're incarcerated. And we just need our people to come back home. Our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers. But there's some amazing people that are in there, and hopefully they don't get left behind.
Thank you.
Well, I just second what he said. This is a great group of, as Jesse would say, the class of 2024. Just the process, understanding the process and just trying to make the process, like I waited 8-9 years, and every day or every other month I would go on the website and it says pending. Okay, pending. And for all those years, I still didn't give up, but somebody may give up. So just making the process shorter or communicating with them, because I could have easily just gave up, but giving up is too easy.
That's right.
So, but I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and everybody in this room, I appreciate you guys. And this is my brothers and sisters now, because we all have a similar story. We've all walked a path that we're not proud of, but today we walk out with new light and giving somebody else hope. So thank you, Jesse, Beverly, Jason, Madam President, Vice President, thank you, Ms. Kim, thank you, and you're gonna hear our names again in positive light.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Kardashian, you want to give us some closing thoughts, observations?
Sure. Every time I've gone and visited a prison, I've met some of the smartest individuals with the brightest ideas, and to see the changes that are happening to make their re-entry easier, I think is going to be life-changing and give so many people hope, especially with the small business loans, and having the opportunity for this to make those ideas that they have inside come out and realize those dreams. I used to think, well, the goal is just to get out, right? And then everything's all good, and then everything is just perfect. In my head, I was so naive to think that that's all that was needed. And then as you get out and you realize, there's hurdle and obstacle and hurdle and obstacle every step of the way, and to just know that there are people that are dedicated and committed to changing that and to helping people really start their businesses, create a real life for themselves is just inspiring and what pushes me to want to continue to do the work that I do. So I'm learning every step of the way of what needs to be done. And I think a super important part of it is just telling your stories so that people that are in the position to help can open up their hearts and learn along the way with us of what needs to be done. Because if you haven't been in the system and you aren't really aware of those challenges, you can still do your part on amplifying those ideas. So together with your stories is just what's necessary to really help. And obviously with all the change that is going on and all of the attention to the second chances is just so beautiful to see. So thank you, and thank everyone here for just being so open and vulnerable.
Thank you. And I'd say this, I'm a public finance attorney. I'm an infrastructure lawyer by training. So I love data and I love numbers. But when you take opportunities to humanize data and actually tell real stories, connecting the head and the heart, and I just want to thank you, Madam Vice President. I mean, every opportunity you have to use your platform to show real letters of opportunity to really illuminate human dignity through second chance work and everything else you do. We didn't have to do this. We could have mailed or emailed people or wait for people to check the website again, check the website again. But you use your platform in ways that make us all better. So thank you for convening us. And some final words to these heroes.
Again, thank you, Kim. You brought up some really important points that I'd like to emphasize, with the forefront and backdrop being these 4 extraordinary leaders. In our country, we don't lack for people who want to do good, who care about their families, who want to help and support their community, who want to help those in need. But sadly, especially when we're talking about people who have been in the criminal justice system, we still have so many aspects of the system that create obstacles and barriers to people being able to fulfill that dream, that desire, that will. And so part of the work that we are doing in our administration is to identify what are the specific things in the way the system is currently designed that just put in place obstacles that needn't be there if we want to invest in the people of our country. And we're doing it both in terms of people who've been in the system and people who haven't been in the system. It's about access to opportunity as much as anything. And the 4 of you have demonstrated what happens when, through sheer will and then with support, you have that ability. Each of you has given so much to your families, to your community, and by your stories, and today in particular, what you are doing to inspire people to understand what's possible, but also to understand they have a right to demand that we create and reinforce a system that actually works for people and not against them. And so that's part of why we have done what we have done, for example, with the small business loans, what we are doing in terms of increasing Pell Grant opportunities. Again, understanding when people they've been held accountable, and they have been accountable, we have to help people earn their way back and invest in their capacity. And so again, I thank the 4 of you for showing what's possible and being an example of what we know is possible all over our country every day. But when we hold it up and recognize what we each can do to support that, I think we're going to be a better society, and many, many people will benefit. So again, thank you to the 4 leaders in particular.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you to everyone for being a part of this conversation.
Thank you.